props to Bernice King, Dr. King's daughter. She says, stop comparing Charlie Kirk to her father. And rightfully so. It's sad when someone loses their parents to violence in the nature. However, Charlie Kirk did not stand for the same thing that Dr. King stood for. He's not the same. It's not in the same context. People are trying to rewrite history, water it down, whitewash it, and say stuff. Charlie Kirk ain't half the pinky of Dr. King. You know, um, you're not going to find anyone that's the equivalent. Really, you're not. I tell a story all the time. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. carries more weight than almost all those presidents put together. And you know why? Because he was grassroots. He stood for something. He spoke for stuff. He was inclusive. And he also talked about the betterment. He talked about reparations. He talked about righting the wrong. Charlie Kirk never talked about righting any wrongs. He found issue with anybody that was black pretty much. And his track record spoke for itself. What he said about Michelle Obama and Supreme Court justice and so forth and so on. I was not a progressive minded man, and he was not a progressive minded person. You see, it's fashionable to try to put someone in a positioning of this or that, but to telling the truth is something that a lot of these turkeys like to sit around and they like to make believe and act like Bernice King, who got a front row seat to her father. And they next Bernice King, there ain't too many people that you can put in the same table as her father's impact. He had the most impact of anyone that was a non-president figure or vice president figure in DC. He carries that kind of weight. Now, the right-wing agenda has always manipulated his words. I've seen, remember Buchanan did it, Newt Gingrich did it, they all did it. Both sides have. See, the right side only wants to talk about don't judge on content of character and color. But the thing about it is they only hire the most shuffleboarding black folks they can find. They never get anyone that's a balance unless, of course, they sign the oath to say that they sold their soul and sold out. And then on the left side, they manipulate it to pimp the agenda, but they don't talk about reparations, and they don't talk about job growth, and they don't talk about the poverty, education, health, etc. So both sides are guilty as charged. But these, now they want to put a mark. No, you're not You're not on Dr. King's level. You never will be. You'd have to renounce and denounce everything that's MAGA. You'd have to denounce and renounce the guns and everything like that. You have to denounce and renounce separatism and divisiveness. Dr. King was not a bigot. And he was a man who truly spoke about morals and balance and spoke highly. He wasn't loved and well loved during his time either. Yeah, ain't that something? Well, that's how one of the reasons how it came to be, because he was a movement. And you can't compare if you know the history. You really can't. And I'm gonna be real with you. I can't think of anybody white that I could say that maybe if you wanted to kinda say Billy Graham. But he didn't carry the kind of sway that Dr. King did. I mean, there's only one Dr. King. He's one of one. One of one. So no, let's not put Charlie Kirk in the same sentence with MLK. And much respect to his daughter Bernice King for saying, hey, don't compare that jive turkey to my daddy. Much respect to her on that. Because it's sad about what had happened. However, that guy's beliefs and what he said ain't the same as Dr. King. So stop with the cap. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share the video if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out with time. Peace.